what you can do is that for any related to any documents or installation the setups kind of things, you can
Mm-hmm.
drop an email to this particular support@logiclabstech.com. Okay, please
Okay.
drop an email to this ID with
Okay.
subject as 174 and Oracle SQL PLSQL.
Once, okay, I'll take the subject as okay.
Subject
Okay.
as subject as Oracle SQL PLSQL batch 174. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and drop an email to the support@logiclabstech.com.
Okay.
So the team will be responding you with all the queries. Either it is a document or either it is access to the recordings. All this will be guided by the support.
Yeah.
Okay. If anyone have the same issue, please take a screenshot of this or else take a pic of this. So drop an email to support@logiclabstech.com with within your email subject, write as once batch 174 SQL PLSQL.
Okay.
Okay. And please scan it over here for joining of to get the course content and to join WhatsApp group. I'll be bringing you this link. I have pinged the WhatsApp group link. Please join to that WhatsApp group link for any announcements related to anything, like if any updates regarding the sessions will be given within the WhatsApp. Announcement will be given within the WhatsApp group. Okay, so I request everyone to join with this, the link that I have provided. Okay, so yesterday, like in the previous sessions, we have gone through the history about Oracle and couple of commands, like what exactly couple of commands that we will be using within the SQL. So today let's go ahead with the PL/SQL concept, like on the high level, not in depth. Okay, on the high level, what exactly the PL/SQL is all about, and how we will be using exactly the PL/SQL in the organizations. Okay, so let's say, for example, let's take up a project saying that okay, Uber or any transportation related project. Okay, let's say this is my project currently. Let's consider this is the project which we are working. Let's say whatever the project that it is working, first for any transportation project we will be having customers, then their orders, then their transactions, then after the transactions, let me expand it, and transactions, along with the transaction, after transactions, what happens, the support needs to be given. Okay, and the other side of this, let's say we are working on a delivery project, let's say it is an Uber Eats. Okay, this is the project that we are working currently. Let's say any project, it can be of any project. Just for an easy understanding, I'm going with this project name. Yeah. For this project, let's say one side of the project is this, the other side of the project is, like, we will be having the restaurants details, and then their locations, then their delivery agents, along with the delivery agents, the transactions or the payment related informations. Okay, after the payment related information, and then thereafter let's keep support at the mid of the both, because there will be support from both the ends. And at the end, after support or anything for the business, for this particular project, these are the two ends that we will be seeing. And apart from this, there will be another end where business will be tracking entire information with the help of support, and the entire transactions will be clubbed at one area, whether the organization, whether the particular project or the organization is getting what exactly is happening within the organization, whether they are per every order, let's say whenever there is an order, with whether they are getting a profit or loss information, okay. So this is of entire project works on, let's say, for in an Oracle, whenever we are storing of any information in the database, every detailed information will be captured, and every detailed information whichever has been captured will be split into multiple tables. So for that, we have to start creating a tables. Once after creating a table, data needs to be stored. For that, we will be inserting the records into those tables. So what happens if I create entire all this information into a single table? Let's say this is my table, which has entire information starting from customers to profit or loss to an of an organization, starting from customers to whether the organization is running in profit or whether it is running in loss, transaction, okay, entire ledger information. I mean, like profit or loss is nothing but ledger information. The entire financial calculation I will be doing over here, and I will be storing all the information over this. So if only a single table is there within our within a particular project, a only a single table is there, and we are storing entire information into that particular table. So what happens? A data breach can happen. So there is no security for that particular project. For this reason, what organizations does is that 99% of the organizations, what they do is that they will split the data into multiple tables. So what happens when we split the data into multiple tables? A data security will be there. So no one can go ahead and data breach over the data. So the data can be secured with high possibilities of that the data cannot be misused, or data breach will be happen, or no one can go ahead and modify the data that is there. The transactions will remain secure within our database. So for this reason, every organization, what they does is that they store the entire data that is present within the project. Let's say for any project, it can be of any project, like whether it is a manufacturing related thing, whether it is a transportation thing, okay, whether it is an assembling kind of project, okay, any project we consider. If we take any project, the data will be split into multiple tables, even the banking project. So every banking project needs to have a high secured data, okay. For that reason, what they does is that they will store entire data, customers related information, the supplier related information, whether the financial related information, into multiple tables. So once we store entire data into multiple tables, if we have to go ahead and fetch one details from others, let's say for example, I have a customers who placed an order, okay. So customer related information. Let's say I have a customer of his name is, let's say whatever the customer it may be, Robert. Okay. I have a customer who have placed an order with the order height. Just give me 1 minute. Please give me 1 minute. Able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for. So let's say I have a customer whose name is Robert, and he placed an order. Let's say his order number is 123. Let's consider this way. So now we will know next, once after placing an order, his transaction, let's say whether he have made the payment or not. Okay, payment has been done or not, yes or no. I will be storing that information into a particular table. Then after that, once the payment has been done, I have the restaurant details from to which restaurant, to the nearest restaurant, or the order that has been placed. That details needs to be passed to the supplier. Let me make this as supplier details. Okay, I need to pass this information to the supplier. So this entire information, let's say customer have placed an order, order number is 123. 123 related information will be passed to the supplier, to the desired supplier. Okay. So this 123 supplier, let's say his information, let's say supplier is nothing but his name is ABC restaurant. Let's consider this way. Okay. I have an ABC restaurant. Customer has placed an 123 order. This information needs to be passed to the supplier. Okay, so what happens? Supplier is located somewhere in USA. Okay, from USA, he need to ship his order details to this customer related to the customer related location. Let's make location as customer location over here. Okay, this order information has passed to the suppliers, and now the what supplier does? Supplier needs to pack entire order whatever customer have placed, and that order needs to be passed to the customer location. Okay, let's say he is nearer somewhere around in the USA itself, anywhere between 5 to 6 kilometers around the customer location itself. Let's consider 5 to 6 kilometers away. So he have to have idea about customer location, right? Only then he can pack the entire information and transport that particular order to the customer location. To ship this particular order, we will be having couple of customer agents. Let's say customer agent is his name is XYZ. Okay, customer is a delivery agent, his name is XYZ, where he have to take the entire order which has been placed. So he needs to have information of the order number, restaurant details, and the location where he have to collect, and the location where he have to deliver. Okay, once after collecting all this information, he will go ahead to the customer location and he will start delivering the order. Once after delivering the order, he have to get all the payment related information, whether the payment has been done or not, the transaction he have to go ahead. So if let's say if the transaction says S, the order says S, order detail says the payment has been done, then he will not be collecting any of the amount or the charges from the customer. Okay, if the transaction says no, that means that he have to collect some information, he have to collect the amount for that particular order from the customer. So he have to get information, he have to have idea about the payment information, along with the payment information, the amount how much he have to collect, right? Let's say he have to collect of $10 or 10 rupees he have to collect from the customer. So this information he have to track. So once after collecting entire information, now if there is any issue, from either from the customer end or from the delivery supplier end or from the delivery agent ends, if some error or some issue, they have to reach out to the support team. The support team, what they do, they will track entire information. Even the support team needs to have some access for all these details. So the support team, what they do, they based on the access, they can go ahead and check the order details and try their best of resolution. They can try to give their best solution for resolving that particular issue. There should be a support team who has access to their information as well, along with the customer information. They need to have supplier related supplier information access, and related to delivery agent related information needs to the support team needs to have access. And along with this, the organization at other end, organization will be tracking entire information for how many orders has been placed for today. Let's say there are 100 orders that has been placed. For out of 100 orders, how much profit has been done for a single order, or based on the 100 orders or for it today, at the end of the day or end of the month or end of the week, based on their business transactions or financial transactions, they will be checking out for the particular orders or for the entire week or for the entire day, how many orders has been placed, and based on that orders, what is my profit, what is my loss. This transaction needs to be tracked. So GL ledger information needs to be captured. For for this information, the financial information for tracking, they need to have couple of access, like the transactions from the customers, order related details, count of the order details, and the amount that has been paid back to the restaurant, and the amount that has to be paid to the delivery agents. Calculating all these, they will be going with a profit or loss. At the end, let's say my order has a value of entire orders for today is, let's say, 1,000 or 10,000 rupees or $10,000 that has been done. So out of 10,000, I have made the payment back to the suppliers for about 80,000, 8,000 or 10,000. Okay, 8,000 I have made. Out of 8,000, 1,000 rupees has been paid to the delivery agents. Okay, now the rest is my profit. So what I will do, by calculating all this, I can go ahead and make the couple of, based on the couple of calculations, a couple of logics, I can get the calculation, I can get the profit or loss. Let's say at the end I have a profit of 1,000 rupees for this particular day. Okay, either it is 1,000 rupees or $1,000. Let's consider this way. So this 1,000 is my profit for day one. Okay, so this entire information, if I have to store within the database, I will be using multiple tables. And after storing the data into multiple tables, I will create a relation between one after the other. I will create a relation from customers to the orders, and from orders to the transactions, from customer to the location. I have to create a relation. So for this, we will have a couple of concepts like joins, and this comes under RDBMS. So when a relation has been created, I can go ahead and track the information one after the other. So what happens? A support team, when they are tracking the information, if there is an issue from the customer end, let's say customer is let's say customer finally, whether the order has been delivered or not, he have to track. Okay, if the order is not yet delivered, then what support team does is that they will go ahead and track the information, what is the customer order. Then they have to check whether the supplier have shipped his details or not, whether the order has been packed and shipped to, once after packing, who has, to whom the order has been handed over to. So let's say XYZ has been taken over that particular order for shipping to the customer location. After picking up, where exactly the delivery agent is from the customer location, how far the delivery agent is. Okay, and what have happened in between the particular order, from one transaction to other transaction, what have happened on the actual terms. So this entire data needs to be calculated, needs to be checked by the support team. For this particular thing, I need to have a logic, I need to write a logic. So now I have the data, I have the relation from one table to other information. I have created a relation. Now I am able to track the entire information. So once after tracking the entire information from the database, now it's my logic that works. I have to write a logic in such a way that I have to make a logic in such a way that the entire process will be automated. Okay, the entire process, if this needs to be automated, let's say the entire process I have created a PLSQL logic. Okay, so for this particular, let's say if I have to write a logic to track entire information one after the other, or else if I have to automate the process, I can write a PLSQL logic. Okay, with the help of PLSQL logic, I can write any information. Either I can store the customer related information into the tables automatically. Okay, I can send a couple of notifications to the supplier automatically once the order has been placed. Once after notifying whether the supplier have packed the details or not, I can write a separate logic and I can track whether what exactly is happening, whether the order has been hand over to the delivery agents or not. Once after delivery agent has picked, and a notification needs to be shared to the customer. So to share the notification, customer delivery agent needs to pick that order first. So once he pick the order, a notification will be shared to the customer saying that the order, so from so or so restaurant, a particular the order that you have placed has been picked by this delivery agent. The delivery agent information needs to be passed to the customer. So if I have to share a notification, I need to write a logic. So this logic comes under PLSQL. Okay. Within PLSQL, I can go ahead and write a procedures, nothing but a stored procedures, a functions, and packages, and triggers. So we will be coming across what exactly this concepts is all about in detail in the coming sessions. Okay. For now, try to understand what the logics consist of. Okay. So based on this, any of this, we cannot say that entire all these we will be using, but one by one we will be using. So let's say I can use a procedure based on the business needs. We can go ahead and use a procedure. Either we can go ahead and use a function, or else we can use a packages, or else we can use a triggers. Okay, based on these concepts, we will be creating a logic. Based on the logic, we will be automating this entire process. This entire process can be automated. Okay. Now, once after writing entire logic, we will go ahead and test it once, whether the entire process is working fine or not. If it is working fine, what we will do, we will make sure this project is going live. Okay. So once the project is going live, then the customer can go ahead. Like there is no need of me sitting. There is no need of an additional developer. Once a customer comes in, once he contact to the support team, I no need to go ahead and enter the details of customers. Okay. And once the customer gives all the information, I no need to give the order number to customer. Let's say there is a support team. Okay. Now the project is not automated. Let's consider the project is not automated. I have a support team. So earlier, let's go back to the previous days. What we used to do whenever we have to place an order, first we used to contact the support team. What support team used to do? They will take all the customer related information. I get down, just kidding. Earlier, what used to do? Customer used to contact to the support team. Support team used to take all the customer related information. Once after taking all the information, let's say his name, his address, his location, everything, and primary contact number, alternative contact number, email ID. After taking all the customer related information, they used to give us an order number. Let's say 123 is my order number. So once after this, what they used to do, once after getting the order number, they used to share this information to the restaurants based on the customer requirements. Okay. Suppliers, they used to pass this information to the suppliers either at the end of the day or else based on their specific time periods, they will collect entire orders and they used to share this information to the suppliers. Once after suppliers get the information, what they used to do, they used to ship the orders to the suppliers later on. Okay. Shipping. So then thereafter, we support team used to send a notification, or else they used to contact customers saying that so this order will be delivering you on so and so timing. So if once after giving all the information, then customer, let's say customer, if customer is not received, they will contact back to the support team asking for what exactly, where exactly the order is all about, and what is the time frame by when they can get delivered. So if when if a project is not automated, this is how we have to go, this is all the phases that we have to go. Okay, so now what happened, with the help of couple of logics, with the help of couple of you automated, like whatever the things that we can go ahead and use based on entire information of the business, we can go ahead and automate the entire things. So with the help of couple of logics, I can go ahead and automate the entire process, so there is no need of other person to sit in mid and do this entire process. There is no need of support team to go ahead and collect the entire information, or else customer to contact support team and give the order related information. Now, because now we have automated with the help of these particular concepts, I can go ahead and automate the entire process. So customer can go ahead and place his order automatically. Once after placing the orders, we can give an order number as a notification to customer. Once after giving an order notification, we will go with the transaction. Let's say first the transactions. Okay, first whether the make payments has been done or not. Once the payment has been done, I can go ahead and share the order number automatically to the customer. Okay, once the order has been shared to the customer along with the order number, we will share this in entire information to our suppliers. So now customer has the information of the orders that needs to be shipped. Once after that, he will, what he will do, he will go ahead and um, pack the entire information, entire orders, and he will hand over it to the delivery agents. So now once the delivery agents gets the get handy of that particular order, what he can do, he will drop a once he get that information, that the entire order related information will be shared to the customer. Okay, now he will go ahead and deliver the order. Okay, this entire process has will can be automated with the help of PLSQL. Okay, then thereafter the business transactions, they will go ahead and check everything, what exactly had happened on the order, whether it is a profit or loss, what kind of order was that. Okay, when the order has been made, that will be an other side of other angle of the project. Okay, so now every order, if not only the order, like if let's say if any project are looking for the automation of the entire project. So if we have to automate the entire project to reduce the time frame or to increase the performance of a project, a PL/SQL is mandatory. So if a PL/SQL is have happened within a project, that means that the project is a well-going project. It is a well-going project, and the project is getting handled in a better way. So to handle the project in a better way, to automate any of the project, I can go ahead and write a logics. The logics can be written with the couple of like stored procedures, functions, packages, or a triggers. Okay, we will be discussing in detail in the coming sessions about what exactly the procedure is all about, how to write a logic within a procedure, PL/SQL stored procedure, and what exactly the function is all about, how to write a logic within the function. Okay, what is a package, and how we can go ahead and use the package, and what is the syntax of the package. These and all we will be we will be discussing in the coming sessions. Okay, so this is the importance of PL/SQL, and with the help of PL/SQL, we can automate the entire transactions that is happening in the database. So let's say one after the other, if we can write a validation, if I have to write a validation saying that, let's say for example, one of the validation is that a customer, okay, if a customer is already existing with the particular, if he have already has the details of customers, like this particular project, let's say customer have already placed an order earlier. So based on his earlier transactions, I can fetch all the information of the customer. Let's say his address, his contact number, his primary contact number, his email ID, all this information I can go ahead and fetch. I can get automatically because based on his order history. Thus, there will be another table. Let's say there is another table which has already stored in our database his order details or order history. Based on his order history, I can get entire information. For that, let's say if I have to get all his order history details once he place an order, okay, all his primary contact number. I don't need to collect once again his contact number, his email ID, okay, his delivery location and all. So for this, what we can write, we can write a stored procedure, okay, and fetch his all the details from the order history table. From the order history table, I can write a logic to fetch his contact number, email ID, and his location, okay, on his previous order details information. All these I can go ahead and fetch by writing a procedure. Okay, let's say if we have to write a logics considering saying that whatever the business transactions has been done, whether it is a profit or loss, I can write a function for that particular requirements. Okay, if I have to do any particular business transactions which are calculations involved, so a function will be a better option that we can for writing a logic. So okay, if there are procedures and functions which needs to be written, and this needs to be of interrelated by one after the other, and this needs to be uh, incorporated into a single location, then in that case I will be writing a packages. Okay, once let's say if I have to any business, even whenever within the database, if I am performing something, if any new details are coming into the picture, let's say a new customer comes into the picture. Okay, if he have placed an order, let's say 678 is the order. So this order related information, if I have to pass as a notification, I can use a triggers. Triggers are the one which captures the events and automatically, and then shares the information to as a notification, as or else as an like this order related information can be captured and pushed into some other order history related information. I can pass this, I can insert this data into order history. So if I have to do this automatically, I can go ahead and use a triggers concepts. Okay, these are the couple of concepts, and along with this we have in detail, like if you go in detail, we have cursors. If there are any errors, to handle errors, we will be using exceptions blocks. Okay, so to capture any value, we will be using a variables. Okay, all this we will be discussing in the coming sessions. Okay, this is how we will be using a PLSQL, and we can go ahead and automate the entire process. Okay, so this is where the PLSQL will be helpful, and with the help of PLSQL, I can write n number of logics. So I can write the n number of logics by considering all these concepts. We will not be touching all, but we as a course we will be touching everything. But for writing a logic, based on what logic based on the logic, I can go ahead and touch up anything. Like if a procedure is required for a particular requirement or for that particular logic, then I can go ahead and write a procedure. If this particular logic requires a functions, then I will go ahead and write a function. So all this, we have to have an idea for which logic, which concept needs to be, which topic needs to be picked up. So that we will be discussing in the coming sessions. Okay. So any doubt, anyone, please go ahead and ask so far along with this. So on considering this, on this note, let's stop the topics for today. Let's go with any doubts, or if you want to discuss anything, or if you want to know anything like in detail with PLSQL, what are the concepts that we will be touching up, you can go ahead and ask. Please go ahead.
So I had one question. So suppose this is the project, and definitely there will be an app, right, to do all this process, right? So creation of the app is different than processing of all these transactions, right?
Yes.
Creation of the app we will be using some language coding and all that. That's totally separate, right?
Yes. So that can be a Java or Android.
Anything, right?
Anything it can be .NET, but
.NET. Okay.
anything it can be. Okay, based
Okay.
on this, if they have to track entire database information, then the
Hmm.
PLSQL developer needs to be there.
Okay.
So there should be a
Okay.
PLSQL developer who will be writing entire logics, right?
Entire logic.
So based
Okay.
on the database, so everything, whatever we do in the database comes under Oracle.
Okay.
Okay. So the Oracle developer needs to do this. Okay.
Okay.
The
Okay.
so Oracle developers, there will be a set of developers who will be working. Let's say if I have to capture customer related information, okay, there will be a one developer. So if any supplier related information needs to be there, then that will be assigned to another developer. So if a particular developer who are expert in the finance, okay, finance related things, then but that finance related requirement will be given to that particular developer. Okay, so the training will be given as per the business requirements, okay, at the initial days for any developers. So without the business knowledge, even I know the concept. Let's say for example, I know the concepts of doing all this. I have worked for, let's say for example, I have worked for more than 7 to 8 years. Okay, so even without the business knowledge or how exactly the business is functioning, without that information, I cannot go ahead and automate this process, right? So
Correct.
first,
Yes.
in the initial days, I need to have some business knowledge. For that, a business documents will be given along with that. A KT will be given. Okay. So,
Okay. Okay.
so for entire after getting the all the documents, we will walk through, like we will be reading entire documents related information. How exactly the business is functioning. Okay. All
Okay.
this information we will get a KT. Once after getting the KT, and then thereafter based on our based on the expertise, based on our expertise, the requirements will be allocated to us. So
Okay.
whatever it may be, whether the application is using whatever the front end application is there, we will not be touching up the front end applications as an Oracle developer. We will be targeting mostly on the back end itself, whatever the things that are happening in the database. So Oracle developers are responsible for that
Got
part,
it.
for developing or debugging or tracking the information, okay, or modifying anything. So Oracle developers comes into the picture.
So one more question I had. So suppose we are building this kind of app, and then definitely on the in the back end we have all this Oracle database, creating the table and database and everything. So in the real world, so one side is the app and another side is this database thing. So how this gets integrated and how these developers work together? Like what is the how does that happen? Like integration of both the pieces with the app and the database. How they work together? How do they
That
do that?
tomorrow we will be discussing about this. Tomorrow
Okay.
we have a separate session. What exactly the
Okay.
developers will be doing, what is their
Okay.
role, and how the requirements will be given. Okay, all
Okay.
the roles and
Okay.
responsibilities we will be discussing in the coming session. Okay,
Okay.
the
Okay.
clear information will be
Uh,
given in the coming days. Okay,
Okay.
how we will be
And
integrating from from Java to DB kind of things. Okay.
okay. Got it. So I should send an email that I'll be attending these classes. So and they can send me all the details, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So, and
I'll
also
send.
I think so yesterday you have asked for SQL server kind of related information, right?
Yeah, like I have to download. And also one more thing, like, do you guys do some small project at the end, or how would I get the feeling of the overall structure of the thing, like, to have a good understanding?
So related to that, we will be walking up through the couple of projects. Okay, we
Okay.
will be working with the couple of sample projects, not the real
Okay.
projects. We will not be touching up
Yeah.
because we cannot disclose their entire business
Yeah.
information.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
due to
Yeah.
that, we will be just walking up on the high level how exactly the project performs and what exactly the requirements will be. Okay, what and all concepts will be used within a project. Okay, that and all we will be discussing. Once we are clear with all the concepts of SQL and PLSQL, we can go
Okay.
ahead with the requirement. Like we will be discussing about couple of projects, sample projects. but not at the
Okay.
coding level. So we will be considering the codings based on the concepts that we have discussed. Okay. But on the high level, on the high level, we will be discussing what exactly the requirements was based on the project and what and all concepts has been touched up for achieving
Mm-hmm.
that particular requirement. All that we will
Got
be
it.
discussing at the end. Okay. But
Got
before
it.
that, we need to have a clear information about clear idea about SQL. So once we are clear with the SQL, we have to go with the PL/SQL. Once we are clear with the PL/SQL, then I can explain about one or two projects, let's say
Mm-hmm.
based on the time space. Okay.
Yeah.
Once we are discussing about the project, we will be going back to what concepts has been used, whether it is an SQL or whether it is a PL/SQL, how
Mm-hmm.
the, if it is a PL/SQL, what kind of logic has been used, and all we will be
Mm-hmm.
discussing at the end.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. That's all I have questions.
Okay. Thanks for that. Any others, please go ahead and ask. It will be helpful for others as well.
Yes, sir. Samir
Yeah,
here.
please. Yeah, please.
Actually, yeah. Uh, Totally, I have 8 years of experience in networking, and my background it means in 2015 I have passed MCA. So, is it possible to switch the domain from it means networking to this Oracle in after 8 years? 8 years of experience. That is my question.
Okay, no
It
worries.
will
So,
be
yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Totally
Okay.
around 8 years means networking totally it will be difficult for me, but will
Mhm.
it be possible or how I need to
Yeah, Oracle
can
SQL and PL/SQL is not that difficult. It will be just like a real world concepts that we will be discussing. Let's say, for example, I have to create a table. Okay. So for creating, we will be using a terminology of create. Okay. For creating any table, we will be using a command which consists of create. Okay. If I have to insert anything, then I will be using a concept of insert. So Oracle SQL is not that difficult. Only thing is that the naming conventions that we will be talking about will be exactly similar to the naming conventions that we will be communicating in English. Okay. The same way Oracle has been designed. It is very simple to learn and easy to understand. Only thing is that one we have to practice once. If we practice once, we can analyze the things what is happening in the database. Once after creating, we have to analyze once whether after creating what exactly it is happening in the database. Okay, we have to analyze it once. Once we analyze, then you will get the concepts, or you will try to remember that on for a long term. Okay. So SQL and PL/SQL, I don't think so that is that difficult to understand or to remember. Only thing is that we have to practice couple of times, and the naming conventions also will be very easy. Like you can easily catch up that particular naming convention. Okay, as I said, like if you have to create a table, you will be using a naming called as create. Okay, if you have to
yes,
insert, but we have to follow, there will be a syntax that we need to follow, but the naming conventions will be very catchy names that has been given, that is very simple to understand. So I don't think so SQL and PL/SQL is that difficult. Okay.
okay. Sir, it means will it be possible to switch the domain from networking to database
Yes, you
after
can
that
switch over.
experience?
Yes, you can switch over.
And at the last, will it be it means we will get the any session on the resume preparation or
A sample resumes will be shared, and the sample at the end, the sample resumes and the project related information will be discussed, and that will be uploaded in the library folder for access. You can go ahead and access all the sample resumes. Couple of sample resumes also will be provided. Along with that, a project related information will be given, and what kind of concepts that we will be touching, all the like day-to-day basis, whatever the concepts that we will be walking through will be uploaded in the library folder, where you can go ahead and download and keep it for the long term. Okay.
okay, okay.
And there is nothing like Oracle. Oracle is very simple to understand. Only thing is that we have to just try to practice it once. Once we practice, then that will be very easy to remember. Okay.
So one more question I had, Sally. I'm using SQL Server in my company right now, and they have something called Red Gate. You have heard about it, which you can use in as a add-on to SQL Server. Red Gate.
No, we will not be touching all.
No, I'm not saying that. So does Oracle also has some kind of thing where it automatically pops up the things, that kind of?
No. Oracle, I have not come across as such.
Okay.
Because every product, you mean like SQL Server, the one which you are using comes under Microsoft product.
Yes.
Okay.
So they
So
have
Oracle,
something, yeah.
yes. So in Oracle, SQL and PLSQL comes under Oracle product. Okay. So the product which we are using comes under Oracle, not into Microsoft.
Okay.
So that is entirely different, I guess. So I have not come across with the particular naming convention so far. Any others, any questions, please go ahead and ask. Please try to ask a question so that it will be helpful for others. Okay. If no questions, then we can wind up the session for today. Let's catch up tomorrow on the same time. Okay. If anyone has any questions or any doubts, want to discuss about anything, or else if you have something in mind, or else if you want to know something, please go ahead and ask. We will be discussing whether we will be catching up that particular concepts within our course. Okay. Please go ahead and ask. Okay, think so. No one has any doubts. No worries. It's okay. Let's catch up tomorrow at the same time. Okay. Let's wind up for today. Thanks for joining, guys.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks
Thank
all.
you.